Good morning, everyone. Brenda over here at Blastworks, and today's Scrappy 8 video is going to be a little different. More of a show and tell, because honestly, I didn't do much. Hold on, let me straighten out my little thing here. It's driving me crazy. For this month, it was my prompt, breaking news, and for the life of me, I could not get it done. I'm surprised I got it done now, but the only reason I did was because I didn't do my original idea, which was similar, but I was going to kind of like stamp it and draw it and all that kind of stuff, which I didn't do because it's just been really hot here, and I've been kind of focusing on Koa because I really want to get him done in the next, actually this week. It's already Friday, so this week is almost over, but by early next week, so over the weekend, hopefully I'll complete him. So that's been my main focus this month. Besides, outer things that are non-art, so yeah, so I did end up doing mine kind of like similar to Kristen and using AI, which I don't like to do, but that was the quickest way that I could get it done. So I did use my Meta. I have the app through my Meta glasses, and I just created something real quick on there. I didn't even, let me show, but I'll do like a show and tell right now before I get too descriptive into it. Hold on. Yesterday I had to use the air conditioner in my room because it was just too hot. And the degrees doesn't sound hot. Like I think it was like the high was like 89 or something like that. But there's a little bit of humidity in the air, and then the house inside, it gets kind of stuffy and hot. I think I need to get some window fans so I can get the air circulating. That's going to be on my next to-do list. All right, so here's my little holder. I was supposed to be going simple this year, which I think for the most part I am still keeping it kind of simple. I guess using AI is pretty simple because I didn't really have to do anything. It's my cover. It is not bound yet. This is not bound yet. In fact, I have my extra sheets in here, and so far, I do have them up to July glued in. But as you see, July's is kind of like I need the next one glued on. But this is it. So this is what it looks like when we open the journal. And then this is like a pocket. So this folds up, and then when it opens, it's like that. And then you can take this out, and you have, and you can't really read this stuff down here, but I do have the PDF version, which I'll post at the end of this video. So if you want to take a look, I haven't even read it. I just made it, and I don't even know what foolery came up in this, but I just wanted like the headlines, you know what I mean, like the big letters. So, and then you can see it kind of messed up right here. It squeezed in the letters there, but it says it's from the asylum. That's the name of the newspaper, and then it says escaped, Blasterworks. And I did kind of shorten the names of these channels: Vera Coffee, Sonia Solutions. So we escaped from the asylum, all right, for the creatively insane. And so it just has like chaos in the galleries, empty frames, blah, blah, blah. And then it has like a few little articles. So then I asked AI, well, I want like a little wanted posters, like to show of the people that left. So on the second page, you have who it is that escaped. So wanted, the escaped artists, right? So that's us. And what I did was I tried to remember everyone's spirit animals from last year's Scrappy 8 challenge. I remember Michelle gave the prompt, I think, to do spirit animals, but she said make what was the word she used? It wasn't just spirit animals. It was like funky, or like quirky, that was it. Quirky spirit animals. All right, so here's Blasterworks, Vera the coffee spiller, and that's an elephant with glasses, and then Sonia Solutions, and that's the owl. All right, so and then it has like little stuff and little more public notice, last known activity and description, things like that. But like I said, I printed it out so small to fit in here that you can't really read what it says. And then on the next page, it tells about the ones that are left behind, the scrappy 8 artists that are left behind. And I kind of had to go by memory of who's, like I said, of whose spirit animal is who. So we have a horse for my rust buddy Michelle. We have a sloth for Kristen. We have a raven for Anna. We have a hummingbird for Dawn. And then we have a giraffe for Lisa. So those are the ones that are left at the asylum. And then it just tells about them. And then why did we leave and what the 5 are doing now. So what they're up to now. And then on the last page, I put like classified ads from the asylum. So it has like a lost, let's see if I can read that, one pile of trash, answers to B.laster, slightly glittery, because they put glittery, they put glitter in there. I'm like, no glitter, I don't like glitter. So I think they changed it to slightly glittery. And then you can see a sloth hanging from here. I don't know what that's all about. But like I said, I'll post the larger images on after this so that you guys can kind of see, to read it or look at it closer if you'd like to. But yeah, so then what I did was, and I printed this out, I printed it out on, I have what they call newspaper print, which is a bit thinner paper. My idea was at first was to have it like this in here. When you open it, it's like that and then folded, but that's way too thick. And I couldn't print it front and back on one sheet because it just wouldn't feed into the printer. I mean, I got it out one time and I got lucky. So I just kept it, even though there's like flaws. I didn't want to ruin my printer either, trying to feed this very thin. I even tried taping it to another piece of paper, but that didn't work very well either. So I decided just to keep it folded one way and then folded like that to be in the middle like that. And then I just put extra back here, and then so that you could kind of see it back there. That's why I created more of a pocket so that so you could at least see one of the extras, and then have extra, and that's it. And then I wanted to go around it, but then as you see, my measurements were a little off, and you see it's cut here. But when I do the next page, just like on this one, it's cut right there. That's the page behind it. So I'm hoping that when I do the next one, maybe I'll have a little bit of extra page here, a little white on the edge. But if not, that's okay. But yeah, so that's it. That's my breaking news. Some of the artists have escaped the asylum. I'm not sure what they're up to. Maybe they're just, out and about looking for inspiration. That's my guess. And they'll be back because they like it in the asylum. They love being around their friends and everything. So I think they didn't really escape. They just left without telling anyone. I think that's what it was. And I think we're supposed to tell people when we're leaving the asylum. We want to keep tabs on us, make sure we're okay. So yeah, so once I get the next month's done and I put it on here, I'll just glue it, slightly around the edge, and then glue this part down all the way. And then that'll be there. And then somehow I'll figure out how to bind it into the cover, which I haven't figured out yet. And that's it. All right, you guys. Sorry I don't have a process, but it really wasn't a process. It was just copy and print is all it was. So, but yeah. So that's it for today, this morning. And thanks for watching. And as always, I love you guys. See y'all on the next video, but don't leave yet because I'm going to have some pictures after this right now. Hold on.